Here's the question everybody asks me. How do I know if my business idea will actually work? Short answer, you do not guess. You test it cheaply and fast before you spend money. Today, I will show you the exact way to do that. So you stop falling in love with an idea and start finding out if anyone truly wants it. I have built multiple companies and I have raised venture money. And now I sit on the other side and evaluate pitches from founders. The founders who win are almost never the ones with the cleverest idea. They are the ones who crack early whether people wanted it. And I want to be gentle here because I have been where you are. When you first get an idea, it feels like magic. You cannot sleep. You are already picturing the logo, the launch, the headlines. I have felt that rush. It is wonderful, but that feeling is also dangerous because it makes you skip the one thing that matters the most: proof. So today is about protecting you from your own excitement and turning that energy into something you can actually trust. Here's the promise for this episode. By the end, you will have a simple way to test any idea in about a week, without quitting your job and without spending too much money. One line to hold on to: an idea is only a guess until the customer proves you right, with their time and with their money. There are 4 paths. Let's go. Start with the problem, not the idea. First mistake I see all the time: people pitch me a product, they almost never pitch me a problem. But the problem is the actual business. So step 1, write down the problem in one plain sentence. Who has it and what is the painful point about it? For example, small shop owners in Yaoundé lose track of their stock and their cash. They do not know if they made money this month or if they actually had a loss. That is a problem. Notice I did not say an app. I said a pain that a specific person feels. Here's the test. If you cannot name the exact person who has this problem, you do not have an idea yet. Not everyone, not Africans or African businesses, one specific problem. A clinic manager, a shop owner, a small logistic operator moving goods from one city to the other. The narrower, the better. Big things start narrow. Let me show you what narrow wins. Say 2 founders come to me. The first say, I am building a platform for all African businesses to manage everything. My eyes roll over. This is not a business, that is a dream with no urge. The second says, I help, small pharmacies in Johannesburg know which medicines are about to run out so they never lose a sale. Now I lean in. I can see the person, I can see the pain, I can see the money, I can see the narrow one sounds smaller, but it is far stronger because it is true and it is specific. You can always grow wider later. You cannot start wide, so here is a line to keep. Your idea is not the business. The problem is the business. Fall in love with the problem, not the solution. At least not yet. Solution changes a million times. A true problem stays. Second part, find out if the pain is strong enough. Not every problem is worth a business. Some problems are mild. People live with them. A business works when the pain is strong enough that people already try to solve it, even badly. So go look for the workarounds. What are people doing right now to cope? If shop owners are tracking stock in a paper notebook or juggling 10 WhatsApp messages or groups or paying a cousin to do the math, that is a signal. It means that the pain is strong enough that they already spent time or money on it. You are not creating demand from nothing. You're replacing a painful workaround with something better. This is one of my favorite signals in the African market. Look at what people already do on WhatsApp. Whole businesses run on WhatsApp messages and manual work. Every messy manual workaround is a clue pointing at a product someone will pay for. If you cannot find any workarounds, be careful. It may mean that the pain is not strong enough for anyone to act on it. No workarounds, no urgency usually means no business. Let me give you a way to grade pain. I think of it like a headache. There's a mild headache, people ignore. A splitting headache, people will pay anything to make it stop. You want a splitting headache. Ask yourself, when this problem happens, does my customer lose money, lose time, or lose face in front of others? If the answer is yes to any of those, and it happens often, you have found a strong pain. If the problem is just mildly annoying and happens once in a while, keep looking. Mild pain does not open wallets. And remember, you are not inventing demand. You are finding demand that already exists and serving it better. The pain is already out there. Your job is to go stand where it hurts. Next, talk to people, but trust what they do. Go talk to 10 of these people. Not your friends, not your family, the actual customers. And here's the trap. People are polite. They will say, great idea. I will use that. That phrase means almost nothing. So do not ask, will you use this? Ask about their life. Ask, how do you handle this today? What did it cost you last month? What did you try already? You are digging for pain and for proof they already spent on it. Listen for time loss, money loss, and frustration. Those are honest signals. Then push one step further. Ask them to do something small that costs them a little. Join a wait list. Put down a small deposit. Pre-order. Give you their time for a demo. When someone gives you their time or their money before the product is finished, that is the strongest signal there is. Talk is free. A deposit is proof. And where do you find these 10 peoples? This is where founders, especially in African markets, have an advantage that they typically overlook. Your customers are already gathered somewhere, either in a WhatsApp group, in a market association, in a church, or a community network, at the wholesale market on a Saturday. You do not need a fancy survey tool. I've mentioned this so many times. You need to show up where the pain lives and talk to the people. Face to face, phone to phone. 10 honest conversation beats 1,000 clicks on an ad every day. I have watched founders in pitches tell me 100 times. People loved the idea. Then I asked, how many of them paid or committed anything? Love is not demand. Commitment is demand. Let me tell you how this conversation actually go so you can copy them. A weak founder says, so what do you think about, this idea? And of course, the person says, oh, I like it. It's nice. Useless. A strong founder says nothing about the idea at all. They say, walk me through the last time this problem cost you. What did you do? How long did it take? What did that cost? Now the person is telling you the truth of their life, and you're learning whether the pain is worth paying to fix. Then comes the moment that matters. You ask for a small commitment. Not a promise, a small action. Will you pay a deposit to reserve a spot? Will you give me an hour next week to try it? Will you introduce me to 2 others with the same problem? Watch what happens. If they say yes and they follow through, that is gold. If they suddenly get busy, you just learn the pain was not strong enough. Actions are honest, even when words are polite. Next, build the smallest test you can. You do not need to build the whole product to test it. You need the smallest thing that can let a customer act. In startups, we call this an MVP, which stands for minimum viable product. That just means a simple version that solves the core problem, nothing extra. And your first version does not have to be an app. It can be a WhatsApp group where you serve customers by hand, a simple form, a one-page website, you doing the work manually behind the scene while the customers think it is a product. That is fine. A lot of my portfolio companies did this early on. The goal is not to look impressive. The goal is to learn if people will use it and pay for it. Here's the mindset. You are running a cheap experiment, not launching a company. You want to spend the least amount of money and time to answer one question. Do people actually want this? If yes, then build properly. If no, you just save yourself a year and your savings. And keep scalable in mind. Test the manual version. but make sure the full version could grow to serve many people with software later. If the only way it works is you personally doing everything forever, it is a job, not a startup. Let me give you a concrete example on a tiny test. Say your idea helps small importers in Lagos track their shipments. You do not build an app, you make one simple message that says, send me your shipment details and I will text you updates until it arrives. You do it by hand for 10 importers for 2 weeks. You charge a small fee. If they pay and come back, you have proof. If they shrunk, you saved yourself a year. That whole test cost you almost nothing but your time, and it taught you more than a year of planning. Here's the mindset again, because it is worth repeating. You are running a cheap experiment, not launching a full company. Say it before every test. Next, read the signal honestly. So you have tested. How do you read the result? Let me give you a picture of a true green light so you know it when you see it. You build a rough manual version. 3 of the 10 people you talk to actually use it this week without you reminding them. One of them sent you a message asking when they can pay for more. Another told a friend, and now the friend wants in. Nobody's been polite. They're pulling the thing out of their hands. That pull is the signal. When customers pull, you have found something. When you have to push, you have not. At least not yet. Green light. People describe strong pain in their own words. They already pay or spend time on a workaround. Some of them commit money or time before the product is ready. They come back and use your rough version. Keep going. Yellow light. People say they like it, but nobody commits anything. You say she's weak. That is not a no, but a warning. Something is off. Maybe the pain is not strong enough, or you have the wrong customers. Adjust and test again. Red light. You cannot find anyone with a strong pain. No workaround exists. Nobody will commit even a small amount. That is the idea telling you to stop or change directions. That is a gift. Finding out early is a win, not a failure. The hardest skill here is honesty. It is easy to hear what you want to hear. Train yourself to watch actions, not compliments. And let me say something about the red light, because founders fear it. When an idea dies in testing, that is not failure. That is the process working. You just avoided pouring a year and your savings in something nobody wants. A dead idea found early is a gift. It frees you and your money for the next one. The founders I respect most have a graveyard of small tested ideas behind them. I'm one of those founders. I test a lot of ideas myself. I'm somebody that always has 1 million ideas going in my head all the time. I know I am one of them. That graveyard is why the one they are building now is strong. One line again. An idea is only a guess until the customer proves you right. With their time or their money. Start with the problem and one specific person, not the product. Check that the pain is strong by finding the workaround people already use. Talk to actual customers and trust what they do, not what they say. Build the smallest possible test, even a manual one on WhatsApp. Then read the signal honestly and let commitment, not praise, guide you. If you do only one thing this week, go find 5 people with the problem and ask them how they handle it today. If this helped you see your idea more clearly, there's a lot more coming. Subscribe for more practical breakdowns like this, because next I get into something a little bit more personal. Why you might feel stuck and why it is probably not what you think. Describe your idea in one sentence, starting with the problem and the exact person who has it. I'll read through all of them. Until next time, I hope you have a good day.